What's up, Hillbillies? Jordan Cattell with Hillbilly Media. Today I'm going to do a 2-night camping trip pack dump. Let's bust this baby open, get into it. I'm going to talk about what I bring. We're not going to be doing a ton of hiking, so there's some things you could probably drop from this pack. I'll point those out, discuss why I bring certain things, and hopefully give you information so you can tailor this pack out to your own needs. All right, here we go. Okay, I'll go ahead and start with just the stuff that I keep in the side pockets. Got a pair of tongs just to grill some steak over the fire. I'm gonna bring some venison tomorrow, maybe some tenderloins. This is my Silky Big Boy, and it is the best camp saw I've ever owned. I will say this is not a sponsored video. All of this gear I've purchased with my own money, and the only reason it's in my pack is because I like it. But best camp saw ever. My favorite camp saw. It is large. I do have a smaller one that I bring if I'm going to go on longer hikes and still plan on doing some sawing. This side, I keep my stainless steel nesting pot and water bottle. I carry a stainless steel water bottle rather than an Algene, just because it's my backup way to have drinkable water. If my water filter craps out, I can just boil in this. This is a Pathfinder brand, and I like it. I like it. I don't have any complaints about it. I do wish it came with one of these. I jimmy rigged a little bail out of an old wire hanger. But yeah, I like it. I bring it on every trip I go on. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the brain of the pack. So this first pocket right here, I've got an extra dry bag. Really, that's where my phone, wallet, keys, whatever end up going once I get to the trailhead. I've got 2 power banks. This one is supposed to be solar. Charges real slow in the sun, but it is what it is. I try and make sure it's completely charged before I leave. This is another power bank that actually is a battery for a big old Swiss Tech flashlight that I have. I really like. I don't bring that flashlight on camping trips because it's large and I don't have any purpose for it. But I do bring this battery because it doubles as a power bank, which is really cool feature, Swiss Tech. Next, this is my belt knife, my bushcraft knife. This is a Essie, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I'll baton with this and do all the bushcrafty things, and it has held up really nice. And I also like the sheath. It's not super tight in there, but it's not just going to fall right out, and it's going to sit like this anyway. So that goes in my pack, but it goes on my belt when we get to the trailhead. Also, in the brain of my pack, I keep 2 tourniquets because I want to be able to access them quickly, and I could drop my pack and get these out in a matter of a couple seconds. And when you carry tourniquets, you should carry them so that you can get to them quickly, because if you need them, you're going to need them quick. You want to stop the bleeding as fast as possible. You don't want to be digging around in your pack for 2 minutes, and then you or your buddies all bled out because you didn't pack your tourniquets in an easily accessible place. The next pocket of the brain. This is just this is a crappy little Walmart dry bag, but I just keep a deck of waterproof cards and some extra cordage, and I got a hacky sack in here right now. Just some stuff to keep my students entertained if we have a little downtime, and you should always have some extra cordage as well. Never know. I mean, cordage is just very, very helpful. Good little piece of kit. This needs no explanation. Toilet paper, some hand sanitizer. I keep that in the brain just so I don't have to dig through my bag, just in case I need it pretty quick. This is a Sea to Summit dry bag. I really like this little dry bag. These dry bags, these Sea to Summit lightweight dry bags are awesome. They really are my favorite smaller dry bags I've ever had. And in here I just keep my headlamps. I bring 2 headlamps on all my trips because I like to have redundancy in things that are important, and I can also lend one out. This is a Petzl, not a super expensive headlamp. It was like 35 bucks. I like it a lot, actually. It has a red lens and white light. And this is a Black Diamond, and I like it as well. This one is waterproof. I don't believe this one is, but I've had this Black Diamond for a long time, so I picked this bad boy up, and I've been using it a lot. I will say it doesn't have a very long battery life. It lasts, I usually get a trip or a trip and a half out of it, especially the trips where it's getting dark early. This is the bag that came with the Petzl. I just keep spare batteries for my headlamps in there. And there's bandana, USA, right? Never hurts to have a few extra bandanas. Okay, we'll drop this brain. Boom. Right here on top of the main compartment, I keep my Helinox and a sleeping pad. I'm doing a whole video on Helinox, my Helinox chair. I love it. I love it. I love it. Check out that video if you're interested in a camp chair or in the market, because these are truly the best camp chairs I've ever encountered. And I bring this. I don't use it to sleep most of the time. Once in a while, it's nice to have in case I just don't feel like setting up a hammock and I just want to sleep on the ground real quick. But it's good for some nappage. It's also good for using in addition to the Helinox. If you're on a cold trip or there's a breeze, it's nice to set this in the chair just to cut that breeze out, and then you can kind of put your feet out, take your boots off, and air those out. Keep them by the fire, warm your feet up, and not have your socks or bare feet in the dirt or mud. Let's open this up to the meat and potatoes. So typically the morning of trips, when I leave out, I'll grab my students' medications in a lockbox and a first aid kit. So those will go in the top of my bag here. This is just my food bag. I'll grab a few more snacky things before we head out tomorrow. But in here right now, a couple packs of tuna, some electrolytes, a couple packs of bone broth, some Chomp's beef sticks, and kipper snack. I carry a extra Ziploc just to pack out the trash from it, so that my whole bag doesn't smell like kipper snacks and tuna. I'll also grab, like I said, some venison in the morning out of my freezer. This is really cool. This is one of my favorite pieces of kit, actually. This is just a little Sea to Summit bag. It's a dry bag, but it doesn't quite seal. There will be a little hole from the zipper on the back, but it's like, don't submerge it. But it will keep your stuff dry around camp. And this is what I carry, like, from my sleep setup to the campfire to do all my cooking or making coffee. I'll show you what's in it real fast. This is my cup I'm gonna drink coffee out of, and in that, just packed down, I keep my fire kit right here in this little sack, and toothbrush, toothpaste, plackers. Plackers are a game changer. They are way better than the traditional dental floss. So shout out plackers. You do good things. This is a GSI coffee pour over. Makes a good cup of coffee. I like it. Super light. I keep it in here all the time. I don't ever take it out unless I gotta dry it out, or obviously when I'm using it. And then keep a few extra Ziplocs just because. And then bandana. Typically, what I use this bandana for is just I shave fat wood onto it so that I can keep it contained and get a nice little pile in the fire pit when I'm starting fire. This just a little sack I keep my kind of cook set in. This is a Sea to Summit titanium fork, and this is an a la camp long-handled titanium spoon. Get a long-handled titanium spoon. It's awesome. You really don't even need the fork. I just bring it for convenience. But those are a la camp, Sea to Summit. I love both of these items. And then this is a little a la camp camp stove that I picked up, and I like it. Not super high end, not a piece of garbage though. I've had this for a couple years, and it's kicking and doing great things. So I bring this on all my trips as well. This is just a Bic lighter for cooking or to start my stove. This is a Exotac lighter holder, lighter holder, lighter container. I don't know, but it's waterproof when you got the cap on, and I like it. Not necessary, but I like it. This is a little bottle of soap that I purchased, and then I just refill it with Dawn. I always bring Dawn dish soap because it's nice to wash your hands once in a while, nice to wash your face, and when there's leaves everywhere, there's poison ivy everywhere, especially here in Arkansas. So once poison ivy's out, I bathe every night when I'm camping. I wash off with Dawn, try and cut the oil from the poison ivy off of me because I'll get it real bad, and I still end up getting it a couple times a year, but that does reduce it. This is just a little tent pole fixer. It came with a batch of tents that we got, and I kept one just to keep in my bag for my students, mainly because I camp with a hammock most of the time. But if a tent pole breaks, you just slide this on, tape either end, and it'll get them through the trip, and you can replace the pole later. This is kind of a funny little piece of kit. My buddy had one, and I made fun of him for a long time, but it's a telescopic fire bellows, and it's kind of nice, actually. You can be sitting in your camp chair and blow on the fire if you need to give it a little TLC. It's nice to not have to get down on your hands and knees and get your eyes full of smoke. That sucks. So that's it. That's all that's in there. just stuff to cook with, my fire kit, toothbrush, toothpaste. What's next? What's next? Propane, just fuel for the camp stove. And this is a GSI French press. I do not bring this on all my trips, but sometimes I like to bring it and be able to make a couple cups of coffee at a time. And I just store my bag of coffee inside. Keep in mind that this video, I'm doing a 2-night camping trip, which I do often, and all this stuff can be tailored to your needs. We're not going to be doing a ton of hiking on this trip, so I'm not too worried about my weight. I'll carry a heavy backpack. We're hiking, a mile maybe. So, if you do plan to go crush a bunch of miles, there's a lot of this stuff that you can leave out of your kit and save it for a shorter trip. But just keep that in mind. It's just food for thought. Now, this another Sea to Summit Ultrasil 8-liter bag. These are awesome, man. I can't say enough about these dry bags. They hold up really nice. They're durable and they're light and they feel nice. This is just kind of extra clothes and stuff. I've got a camp towel in here in case I decide to bathe off once poison ivy starts coming out. I keep a shemagh in here. I keep that mainly for colder trips. I'll just drape that over my face, but there's a lot of uses for a shemagh. So I keep one in my kit. Extra socks, just an extra pair of socks, extra pair of underwear. I also have an extra ex officio t-shirt in here just because I like it, and sometimes it's nice to change your clothes if you get all sweaty and gross. So also got a pair of sleep shorts in here. I like a nice cotton pair of shorts when I sleep to kind of just give the undercarriage a break from compression and polyester all day. So that's what I got in here. Also keep a beanie. I bring a beanie on all my trips, even when it's fairly warm. This is an MSR water filter. Forgive me for not having the exact name of this product on me right now, but I'm going to do a whole video on water filters and getting drinkable water. So keep a lookout for that. I'll break this this whole system down along with a couple others that I've used fairly extensively, but can't say enough about this thing. It's especially good if you have a group because it has a big old water bag. This right here, just a little thing of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever you prefer, and some seasoning. This is just for when I bring this when I'm gonna grill over the fire, cook some venison or steaks or whatever. This is my puffy jacket. Excuse me for not knowing the brand of this either. It's not a big reputable brand. It's no North Face or Patagonia or whatever. I get one that's stowable and usually like a down blend, but I don't typically camp with a real expensive puffy jacket just because it gets caught on branches or you catch a little ember from the fire. So I go fairly cheap with that. Just something that works, keeps you warm. But I bring this even when it's starting to warm up because that breeze in the evenings or the morning, it's nice to have something, an extra layer. This is my rain jacket. This is a REI brand rain jacket, and I always carry a rain jacket because it might rain. Also, it's nice if there's a breeze and you don't want to use your puffy jacket, or it's too warm for your puffy jacket, or you can throw this on top of your puffy jacket just to cut down on that breeze through your clothing. Up next, this is my hammock. This is a hammock gear. I don't know the exact model, but I've had it for a couple years. I really like it. I'm very confident with my hammock setup now. I've been using really just a hammock for a few years now, 4 or 5 years at this point. This is my rain fly. I keep it in a dry bag just in case it does rain. I can throw it in here and then it doesn't get all of my stuff wet. I also use a dry bag because then I can keep some tent stakes in with it, and I don't have to put it in the bag with my rain fly just because I don't want it to get punctured. This is my top quilt and under quilt, and I have a couple different setups I use depending on the temperature and time of year, so I can do a full video on that. But these are Hammock Gear quilts, and it's a Sea to Summit dry bag or stuff sack, and I really like these quilts, so I can do a full video on those. I can also do a full video on my hammock setup at some point, just to kind of, I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole on hammocks, and it's a whole new world, and they're much more comfortable than tents for the most part. I do own a couple tents, and we'll use them once in a while, but for the most part, I'm using my hammock setup. If I bring my wife and kids, we'll use a tent, but yeah. If you have any questions about my hammock setup, let me know in the comments below. I just bring a little cutting board for when I'm gonna grill steaks or venison over the fire, just because it's nice to have and use as a plate and whatever. I wouldn't bring that if I didn't plan on grilling. This is a Mystery Ranch pack cover, so if it rains, I bring this on all my trips, just on the off chance it will rain. Even if there's nothing in the forecast, it doesn't take up much space. You can stuff it down in there and it's good to go. But I had to buy this separate from the backpack itself. That being said, if I am going on a trip and there is a lot of rain in the forecast, I will use a pack liner on top of this, or this on top of a pack liner, whichever way you want to look at it. A pack liner, if you don't know, is basically just a dry bag that's large, that goes inside of your backpack, and then you put all of your gear in it and then roll it down, and it keeps all your stuff dry. So I do have those, and I do use them if there's rain in the forecast. But for this trip, this is going to do me just fine. If it's going to rain, I'll throw this on my, or if it starts raining, I'll throw this on my backpack, throw my backpack under my hammock, and it will be plenty dry. Plus I can stuff things in Ziplocs or extra room in the dry bags that I have if I'm really concerned. So that is it for the contents of the bag. As for the bag itself, This is a Mystery Ranch Metcalf, and I absolutely love this bag. Uh, I have used a lot of different backpacks. I've had some Ospreys, and they're great. And I've used my large ruck, my military ruck, and it's fine. It has a lot of space and whatever, but this thing is comfortable and it's best of both worlds. Like I said, it's a Mystery Ranch Metcalf. I believe it's a 70-liter backpack, and there is a newer model of the Metcalf out now, and that's actually when I bought this one. The new one came out, and I saw this one on sale at a local place called Pack Rat in Fayetteville, and it was on sale for like 50% off, so I couldn't help myself. I had to pick it up. But I love it. It's actually a hunting bag, so the backpack part can kind of come off of the frame and push out a ways, so you can put game bags or even they advertise like you can put like a pelican case in there and stuff. But like between the frame and the contents of your bag, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so that is the 2-night camping trip pack dump. If you have gear that you believe is essential that I left off the list, go ahead and throw that in the comment section below. Really what you need to worry about is fire, food, water, sleep system, shelter. And as long as you got those covered, you should be fine. If this video was helpful, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if you want to continue to learn from me and with me. This is Jordan Cattell with Hillbilly Media, out.